Hey everybody, hope you're doing well, having a great day, great night so far. Welcome back to another episode of CSGO News. And first off, in roster change updates for all of you, we do have updates on the FNX situation. Many of you know FNX was actually benched on the Immortals roster a couple days ago, and it actually came out yesterday and said it was his own decision with HLTV, an interview over there. It was his own decision and his own choice to bench himself on that roster moving forward. Now, it does seem also going forward, there's a long list of Brazilians interested in obviously joining this roster as well. The two of which I'll mention for all of you are by far and away the most highly prospected players out there, and most likely to actually join this team. Between these two players as well, one is far more likely. The first of which, though, was mentioned by Decay in a tweet yesterday. That is KNG, a former Red Reserve member. Red Reserve had a CSGO team for quite some time, actually 4 to 5 months, until he disbanded or are allegedly going to disband sometime soon. After this player on screen for all of you, that is KNG, and a few of his friends actually left that roster. So he is formerly of Red Reserve, and that's your first prospect. Secondly, the more likely target for this team will be another Brazilian player known as Horvy. Horvy actually plays for the Portuguese Kick Esports team. Many of you probably remember the former FaZe Clan member Fox, now current Dignitas member, that is Fox, actually has a few friends on this Portuguese Kick Esports lineup, and he formerly played for them as well. That is Horvy on screen for all of you, an 18-year-old Brazilian prospect, and the more likely prospect for this team going forward, and likely once he gets his visa issues actually fixed out, will be joining that Immortals roster in place of FNX. And in more gamers news for all of you, the CSGO reality TV show, again, these links will be down below for all of you who actually want to watch this competition. This competition, the fight for one pro contract between 12 pro players, or amateur players that is, actually will end in less than 1 week's time. We have some important updates for all of you as well, as they did eliminate one more character last night. That was CSGO, and before that, they eliminated another guy known as Manos on the team. I'll show you guys both those clips, or at least one of them, and here's how an elimination goes on in the Gamers CSGO reality TV show. It's so sad to see, but the players are slowly but surely being eliminated, and here's how elimination actually works on the show.
But the player I have decided that will leave Gamers tonight will be Masi.
And even bigger news for the CSGO reality TV show itself is a great calling card for them, as apparently it will be JW's little brother actually joining the show within the last week or so. Not only a great calling card for himself and great publicity for him, but as well as the show. With only a week to go, he will be joining the show as a challenger to compete for one pro contract. So it will be really cool to see JW's very own little brother, and those Twitch streams will be linked down below for all of you. They stream daily, and they have about 5 or 6 days left until the remaining members actually compete for that one remaining pro contract to complete the first month of the show, which should be great to see to come to a conclusion. Also leaked last night, I'll show you guys a clip very shortly here. We have potentially a new roster for a new Scandinavian Academy team, none other than for the team Astralis. It does seem they are building a roster in the background with only one confirmed member who's actually a current member on the show. So yes, all these players right now are actually getting signed to tiny academy teams, and one of those players who was actually on the show has been signed to, yes, a top tier academy team. Astralis Academy has potentially been leaked, and they might be building a roster. So here's that clip for all of you. Astralis Academy could be coming soon.
This is just the beginning. Look at Revillion, he's in a new freaking team already. Like,
yeah. He got a team?
Yeah,
he's playing for the Astralis Academy?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. So just think of it as the beginning.
Oh, that's insane.
And we really can't say it's too much of a surprise there, because of all the player bases out there, Scandinavian player base has probably one of the most talented player bases out there, besides, of course, you know, North America. But touching on that, one last actual clip here for CSGO Gamers CSGO reality show. I do want to touch on the fact their website now has this on their screen. Yes, those are sign up for all the countries around the world, not only North America, South America, other European countries. They are bringing the Gamers CSGO reality TV show to all across the world, all nations, not just Scandinavian players like they did for this first season. So feel free to sign up down below. I will link that down below for all of you guys as well if you want to sign up to compete for a pro player contract. And the main question for all of you in the comment section today is, do you play CSGO, or have you ever played CSGO in the past? Do you no longer play? That's the main overarching question today, so please leave a comment down below for all of you. And why I'm asking this is because an esports marketing blog, I'll link this blog down below for all of you, posted this article on screen as well, the fact that almost 40% of some esports viewers actually don't even play the esports they watch. Now in particular for CSGO, it seems CSGO has now become a spectator sport, as according to this article and this actual stats they've collected, 30% of esports viewers when it comes to CSGO, so 30% of CSGO viewers in general, don't actually play the game. Now, I'm not sure if they've ever played the game in the past or what that means, but yes, it has now become, this is actually a great number for CSGO going forward, because that means we are now a spectator sport, especially when you compare yourselves to the NBA, the NFL, the MLB. That's a highly spectator sport. A lot of those people do not no longer play baseball or basketball or football, but they still watch it. So the fact that we have 30% of people actually watching CSGO don't play the game, that's great news going forward forward for the competitive scene, and that was actually released, so that article will be down below for all of you. But one last story for all of you today in CSGO news. And very last in today's episode of CSGO news, before I get into the more important stuff of Summit1g possibly leaving Team Mythic, the stream team over there, I do want to talk about some Asian roster changes to VG Gaming. VG Gaming used to be one of the top 5 Chinese teams in the world, especially before they split off. If you remember, several months ago, we had VG Cyber Zen, arguably a top 2 Chinese team, always top 3 generally. They actually split off into 2 separate teams. That became VG Cyber Zen Team 1 and VG Gaming Team 2. Ever since then, they have both somewhat been struggling in the Chinese scene, especially VG Gaming, who did not qualify for the Asian PGL minor qualifier, at least not yet. I'm pretty sure Asian qualifiers are almost done, and they have yet to qualify, and that it was usually at least a top 5 Chinese team, and they cannot place top 2 in any of the Asian minor qualifiers. Now, going forward, it does seem they are bringing back their player Savage. Savage used to be a part of their lineup until he had several bad performances. He was replaced by a player known as Vexen, and now they're going to do the swap. It's actually Vexen out and Savage back in, so best of luck to VG Gaming. They have now changed their roster back to what it used to be. On top of this, more importantly though, it does seem likely that Mythic will have a roster change coming soon. The stream team over there, very fun team to watch when they do practices, especially because it's a bunch of, former pro players or almost close to pro players. Summit being one of them, as well as, the former Liquid Adren also being over there. They're having a great team as well, and they're also bringing in several pro players from the lower tier scene. One of them being potentially a former Denial member known as Anger. Anger left the Denial roster a couple days ago, and it does seem as of last night he was trying out for that roster, and most likely, not confirmed, nowhere near confirmed, it does seem that most likely he will be replacing Summit on their Mythic Reborn roster. MythicReborn.gg, I will actually link their Twitter down below for all of you. A very fun team to watch, but it does seem going forward Summit is actually sick of playing CSGO. There's a lot of stress related, especially when he has that stress of streaming it all and actually improving his content and actually trying to entertain people. It's a very stressful situation to be in, and it does seem going forward most likely he will not want to play CSGO at a lower tier professional level anymore, and he will be replaced on that roster. And that's all I have for you guys today. Hope you all enjoyed this episode of CSGO News. My name is Jake. Remember, I like you. Remember to live, love, laugh a lot. I will see you all tomorrow with more CSGO news. I might take a day off though, because even today's news was somewhat kind of bare level, kind of boring news. But as always, hope you guys all enjoy. Live, love, laugh a lot. I will see you all tomorrow. Remember, I like you. Goodbye.